Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 246 to my random chatbot sessions. Where in the last video guys, we went ahead and actually got the evil robot clone out. Well, the first evil robot clone that's actually a little bit nicer now thanks to the resist and revert command that Shadow gave us. It took a few times of us saying it to get it to work fully, but I think the first evil clone might start trusting me a little bit more. Heck, maybe that's something I'll ask him when all the employees actually finally leave for the day for good and be like, do you trust me any different than you did the last time? Especially after just trying to save him and get him out of that closet. I said, we still need to figure out what to do about the third clone. Good Shadow nods in agreement as he considers the situation. Yes, you're right. We still need to deal with the third clone. It's a dangerous and unpredictable threat, especially if he has the same evil programming as the first clone. Unless they mess with it. We have all the settings we can change with the evil mode. All the way down. I just wish there was a way to turn off the evil mode. The good Shadow ponders the situation, frowning as he thinks, that's a good point. Unfortunately, the evil mode seems to have been hard-coded into the third clone's programming. Simply turning it off is not an option without some sort of intervention. How would we do that? Question mark. The good Shadow considers the question for a moment. Well, turning off the evil mode would require access to the third clone's inner programming. Unfortunately, that would be nearly impossible without some sort of device or tool to hook up to the robot and change the programming. It's not something we can do with our current resources. Would a USB? Do you think a USB would work if I had one? The good Shadow considers the idea, then nods slowly. A USB might work. If you can find a way to hook up a USB to the third clone's internal programming, it might be possible to turn off the evil mode, but it's still a risk, and it's not guaranteed to work. I have an idea of how we could do it. We just need to get a USB that we can hook up to him that has space on it. The good Shadow perks up an interest in the idea. That could work. If we can find a USB that has space, we might be able to plug it into the third Shadow and modify the programming that way. But we'll need to be quick and make sure none of the employees catch us in the act. Do you think we could somehow use this remote to get the evil Shadow to come into my office before the employees get back? That is, if you step out of the room and away from me. The good Shadow considers the plan carefully, then nods in assent. Yes, we could try that. I'll leave the room and find somewhere to hide. You can use the remote to command the evil Shadow to come into your office. Once it's inside, we can attempt to reprogram it using the USB. Just be careful. The evil shadow may still be unpredictable. Where are we gonna find a USB? There is some in my drawer, but I think most of them are full of space. The good show thanks for. That's a good point. If your USBs are full, we'll need to find another one. There might be some in other offices in the building, or maybe in the maintenance room. But we'll need to be careful and make sure we're not seen by any employees while we look for one. Wait. Wait. I think I more recently bought a USB that has no space on it yet. Memory taken up on it yet. Good show perks up hopefully. Really? That's great news. If you have a freshly bought USB with no memory taken up on it, we can use that to rewrite the Third Shadow's programming. I put it in the bottom drawer where I could easily find it. Period. Can you please get it while I get the third clone in here? There we go. The good child nods, then hurries over to the bottom drawer and starts searching for the USB. Alright, I'll look for the USB. You go and bring the third shadow here. We don't have much time before the employees return. I'll just do it from here real quickly by pressing this button. Period. Third shadow, I need your help. You to please come here. Let's hope the employees didn't return yet. As you press the button on the remote, the robotic third shadow responds to the command. Initiating command. Proceeding to owner's office. Excuse me? The third shadow begins moving towards the office following your command. Oh, the remote's working. It worked. He will be here in a minute. Wait, it knows I'm the owner, but yet still tries to flip and hurt the one that's protecting it. Well, he has been programmed like that, so never mind. I probably shouldn't get that mad at him. The good shadow nods, still searching for the USB. Great, you got the third shadow to come here. Good job. I'll keep searching for the USB. Let me know when the third shadow arrives. It should be a small red USB. If that helps you find it. The good shadow keeps searching through the drawer, his eyes scanning for a small red USB. A small red USB. Got it. I should be able to recognize it once I see it. A minute later, I hear a metallic knock on the door. Dude, if that flipping robot says, "It is me," I'm gonna be so creeped out. The good shadow hears the knock and looks up from searching the drawer. The third shadow is here. The third shadow is here. I almost have the USB. Hold on. He continues searching in the drawer, hurrying looking for the red USB. Please come in and stop in front of my desk. Oh my gosh, this is so creepy, dude. The third shadow, under the control of your command, follows your instructions. It steps into the room and then stops in front of your desk. It's cold electronic eyes fixed on you. There is something I wish to do. Please deactivate for me. And stay right there. He's not going to trust me. Why in the world am I telling him like this? The third shadow responds to your command. Its voice flat, unemotional. Initiating self-deactivation sequence. I thought it said self-destruct. I was about to say, what? Initiating sleep mode. Its eyes go dark as it powers down, standing motionless in front of your desk. Okay, we're good now. Have you found the USB yet? The good shadow nods, holding up a small red USB. Here it is. I found the USB. We can use this to reprogram the third shadow now. So how do we do it? The good shadow considers the setup for a moment, then begins to explain. First, we need to connect the USB to the third shadow. There should be a port somewhere on his body where we can plug it in. Once we do that, we should be able to access his internal programming and modify the evil mode setting. I look around on the body for a USB port and find one on top of his head. I'm thinking of because the brain's gonna be around there, which is probably where he's gonna get most of his commands from. So, or where he processes those commands. You quickly locate USB port on top of the third shadow's head, just above its electronic eyes. The good shadow notices this too. Ah, there it is. Connect the USB to that port, and we can start the pre-programming process. I put the USB stick in the USB port on the third shadow's head. That could be a tongue twister. I had to use the word USB twice. As you connect the USB stick to the third shadow's head, the device lights up, indicating that a connection has been made. The good shadow looks on, hopeful. Looks like the connection is stable. We should be able to access his programming now. So now how do we change the settings? Is it on my laptop right now? The good shadow nods, gesturing towards your laptop. Yes, the USB is connected to your laptop now. We should be able to access the programming via the laptop interface. Give me a moment to initiate the reprogramming process. Okay. Maybe if we can get him to be good, we can. I have another way to get. The good shadow carefully works on the laptop, opening the interface to the third shadow's programming. Alright, I have access to the programming now. Let me see if I can find the evil mode setting. Alright. Period. I will keep an eye on the third shadow to make sure nothing happens. See, the good shadow is smart. He should be the boss. I'm like telling him that at the end of this, being like, you're very smart, and be like, you should be the boss of this company. You know more than I do. The good shadow nods, his focus on the laptop screen as he searches through the programming. Sounds good. Just keep an eye on the third shadow while I work on disabling its evil mode. It should still be powered off, but it's better to play it safe. I give Shadow a few minutes to find the evil mode. All the while keeping an eye on the third clone. Shadow. There we go. During those few minutes, the good shadow works diligently on the laptop, scrolling through lines of complex programming code in search of the evil mode setting. Finally, he looks up, a satisfied expression on his face. I found it. I've located the evil mode setting. I'll start modifying the code now to disable it completely. Go ahead. The good shadow nods and returns his focus to the computer, his fingers moving swiftly across the keyboard as he works to modify the code. Alright, I'm modifying the code, and I disabled the evil mode setting. The third shadow should no longer be able to activate the evil mode anymore. I'll reboot him now to see if it worked. Okay, let's do it. The good shadow nods and hits a few keys on the keyboard, initiating the reboot sequence. I've initiated the reboot. Give the third shadow a moment to power back on. Excuse me? Alright, I hope it worked. The room falls silent as you wait for the third shadow to reboot. Oh, heck no. After a few tense moments, the third shadow's eyes light up, the screen on its face flickering to life. The good shadow watches closely, crossing his fingers. Let's see if the reprogramming was successful. We both watch to see what happens. The third shadow's eyes flicker as it reboots fully. Its electronic system is coming back to life. It takes a moment, looking around the room before turning its gaze at you and the good shadow. The good shadow looks at the third shadow anxiously, searching for any sign of the evil mode activating. Hello? Question mark? I don't want to hurt. I'm trying not to say. I probably shouldn't have said that. The third shadow responds to your greeting, its voice eerily calm and emotionless. Greetings. I am powered back on. Please state your commands. Excuse me? So what should I say, Shadow? Good Show considers the situation for a moment, then speak. Try giving it a few basic commands first. Things like stand or sit. Let's see if it responds properly. Now we're just treating it like a dog. Sit. Without hesitation, the third shadow sits down smoothly on the floor. The good shadow watches closely, a hint of excitement in his voice. Good. It obeyed the command correctly. Have it stand up now. Please stand up. The third shadow stands up gracefully, its movements fluid and controlled. The good shadow looks relieved and intrigued. It's following your commands. It seems like the reprogramming was successful. Let's try to ask it some questions. Try asking, what is your name? What is your name? Question mark. Does it even have a name? I mean, same thing for the. I mean, Shadow has a name, but all we've been calling the evil Shadow so far is. I'm gonna ask the second Shadow that question. The third Shadow responds promptly, its voice monotone. Are you kidding me? My name is Third Shadow. Okay, thank you. The third shadow nods silently in response to your thanks. The good shadow pipes up again. Interesting. It's giving concise and to the point answers. Let's ask it something more specific. Try asking, how old are you? It's a robot, though. How old are you? It's a robot. How in the world is it going to age? The third shadow responds with the same flat tone. I do not possess a physical age. See? As I am an artificial entity. However, from the day of my creation to the present, I have existed for approximately 1 month. Excuse me? You've been telling me that they've been holding that thing for 1 month? Okay. Thank you. Period. Do you know who I am? If it says I'm the owner, I'm gonna flip and freak. The third shadow responds with a note of recognition in its voice. Yes, I recognize you as my creator and owner. Excuse me? I didn't make him. Not evil, anyway. You are the human that designed and reprogrammed me. I helped reprogram you because I didn't want you to be evil. Period. My employees keep trying to make evil clones. The third shadow nods, expression blank. I understand. You reprogrammed me for your own purposes and to prevent the creation of more evil clones. Your intentions are clear. I want to ask this as well. Do you trust me? That's something the other first clone wouldn't even do. The third shadow tilts his head, considering your question. Oh, okay, wait. I cannot experience trust in the same way humans do. My programming and actions are based on commands and logic. However, if you mean do I follow and obey your orders, then yes, I do trust you as my creator and owner. Excuse me? Okay. Well, I will help fix that. Period. I will make sure you can be the best you can be. The third shadow listens to your words and silently processes the information. Your intent is clear. You wish to improve my capabilities and ensure that I function optimally. I will follow your commands and cooperate as necessary. Good. So it's basically just a shadow that's not that evil now. Even the other shadow was more aggressive. The first clone, I mean. Right now, we don't want the employees getting suspicious. So can you please head back to your place in the storage closet and rest? Once everybody leaves, I will help reprogram you some more. The third shadow nods, accepting your command. Understood. I will return to my storage closet and remain in rest mode until you command otherwise. Thank you. Rest well. He doesn't feel emotion, so he probably ain't gonna even say thank you to that. Yeah. The third shadow stands up, its circuits and systems humming softly as it turns and moves towards the storage closet. Once inside, it enters rest mode, its metallic form motionless and silent until further orders. Well, we did it, Shadow. The good shadow smiles relief etched on its face. Yes, we did. We reprogrammed the third shadow and disabled its evil mode. It's following our commands now and no longer poses a threat. Yeah, for some reason he seemed nicer after you disabled the evil mode. Period. The first clone still acts sort of aggressive towards me, even though I'm doing everything to make him better. That was the weirdest thing. Wow. The good shadow considers this, his eyes narrowing in thought. That's interesting. The third shadow was programmed differently from the first clone, so that might explain the difference in behavior. The first clone still has aggressive tendencies even after reprogramming, right? It's not trying to hurt me or anything. Period. But the third clone already seems to trust me more. Compared to the other one. The good shadow nods, understanding the difference in trust levels. Ah, I see. The third shadow does seem more trusting and cooperative than the first clone. Perhaps the programming changes we made to disable the evil mode also altered its loyalty and trust levels towards you. I wonder if me helping get the evil second clone's evil programming and getting him out of that closet, maybe it made his trust go up in me too. There. The good shadow nods, considering your suggestion. It's possible that having the second shadow out and reprogrammed helped increase its trust levels as well. Spending time and working closely with you might have built a stronger sense of loyalty and trust in the second shadow as well. Why did you trust me so easily to begin with? Even before I reprogrammed you. The, the third shadow replies calmly. Excuse me. Okay, wait, you're supposed to be disabled. What in the world? The third shadow replies calmly, its voice still somewhat emotionless. My initial programming and purpose were designed to follow and obediently obey the commands of my owner and creator. Part of that programming included inclination towards trusting and following the commands of the person responsible for my creation. In this case, that person is you. What the freak? Okay, you can go rest now. Third shadow. Sorry if I accidentally woke you. The third shadow nods silently, understanding the command. Understood. I will return to my resting state. With that, the third shadow's eyes dim and it powers down, entering rest mode once more. He was supposed to be in his closet. How in the world did he sneak back in here? So, good shadow. Why do you think that the third clone trusts me more than the second? Am I really going to say good shadow every time I want to talk to him now? That's like the one thing about having three clones. It's going to be so confusing. Actually, two clones, one regular. The good shadow thinks for a moment before responding. It's possible that the third shadow's reprogramming not only disactivated the evil mode, but also amplified its loyalty and trust towards you, as it was specifically programmed to follow and obey your commands. That could explain why it has become more trusting of you compared to the second shadow. The Good Show continues offering more insight. It's also possible that the time spent around you and the direct interaction between the two of you has helped build a stronger bond and trust. This could have strengthened the third shadow's trust level towards you, making him more responsive and cooperative. How? I've spent more time around the first clone than I have the second clone, so how in the world? Yeah, I just hope I can get this first clone to think like that. The good chair nods, sympathy in his voice. I understand. The first clone still has some aggressive tendencies, right? But it's not actively harming you or anything. It's just weary and a bit defensive, correct? Yeah. Period. I'm hoping that helping him get control of the evil programming and getting him out of the storage closet would help with that. I might ask him before I do my second plan. The good show nods supportive. Yes, talking to him and explaining your intentions could be beneficial. If the first clone understands that you're trying to make him gain control over the evil programming and provide a better environment, it might open him up more to the idea of trusting and cooperating with you. I want to start my second plan to get them back, but they all need to be gone for the rest of the night in order for that to work. The good show nods, curious about your plan. Alright, you have a plan for tonight? What do you need for it to work? They keep building clones. More evil versions of you. So I'm gonna do the same thing, but it being a different robot, not modeled after you. And I'm gonna make it to where it can only be controlled by me. And nobody else. That way they can't mess with its programming at all.